All praise is due to the true and living. Guide my tongue, my heart, and my mind to be in alignment with your will. Let truth be told. All right, we're going to start with 10 and 16 as we continue on. Heal thyself was what we were told by the great physician, Yeshua HaMashiach, who also says in 10 and 16 of Matthew, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Now we're going to deal with that wisdom of the serpents a little bit more and the depth of that meaning. I maintain it was the fallen ones who are angelic beings, light beings without bodies. Okay, these beings had to inhabit bodies, and when they came down here, they found a society already in full effect, whose mind state and mindset was one that they could vibrate with, and therefore they entered into these bodies. And this is where you get your reptilian brain thinking and your reptilian brain organization of the military, of the government, of all of the things around us, the industries around us, music and medicine as well. The symbolism of the snake is found on the temples of Hathor, where you find the serpentine beings standing there kicking it with the kings of the old age. And yes, brothers and sisters, they were black. So do not allow for these jive ministers, whether they be jive ministers of Christianity or jive ministers of Egyptology and Commission history. Don't let none of these jive, secret society, academic bound ministers try to tell you that which you know does not go right with your spirit. You ever handled a snake before? I have. The moment that I began handling that snake, and maybe it's just me and the way I vibrate, but I knew instantly, and we're not supposed to be dealing with each other like this. The second that I, was dealing with it, because I felt like, well, I ain't scared, I'm going to deal with it. It was a sister that had this snake because she thought it was cute to have a snake, like some of you foolish Negroes walking around here with snakes around your necks and whatnot for attention, starving for attention. You have taken on the snake and its characteristics in more ways than one. But again, we saw that Yeshua HaMashiach was wise and understood that snakes were symbols of wisdom, and he used that allegory for deep, deep reasons, because it is that serpentine fire that you hear earth, wind, and fire talking about, earth, wind, and fire, which is devoid of water. Now, if you've heard my other videos, baby, it's deeper than music. But I like to always relate and bring music in because it is an analogy and an allegory for much of the world around us, the harmony between that and other things we shall certainly explore in this video. So thank you again. I want to thank you all. I want to thank my congratulators, and I also want to thank my haters. I always thought that Satanists were intelligent. You see that on the movies. They be real smart and intelligent. Some of you guys can't spell, so how can you cast a spell? So you pray and pray for my downfall. Good luck with that. All right, now, we were talking about the caduceus, to seduce us. And again, we know in the spell videos, we looked at C and how C is one of them perpetrating letters because a lot of folks have problems spelling due to the fact that it's perpetrating letters, letters that were brought in by sorcerers like Webster. And yes, you secret society members who are watching this trying to peep game, you are nothing but a sorcerer and a peon to Lucifer, who's going to use you, abuse you, and then lose you. So good luck with that. But now, let's get off into this thing. So we were going down to 10 and 16, Matthew 10 and 16. We talked about the Board of Education tree, how that relates to the serpent and the original deception, the lie that knowledge would be your salvation. By knowledge you would be saved. Now, our people will perish from lack of knowledge, but not by knowledge alone can we be saved. Why? Because that would make the Most High, Grand Creator, the infinite intelligence, the Almighty, a respecter of persons. That would mean that those of us who have less access to good education would have less access to the truth, and that is not just. And we serve a Most High that's just. I don't know about you. Ken? All right, so now let's continue. Again, the Dogon knowledge also, that some of you brothers get it twisted. You look towards Sirius as, Sirius and the Dogon. Look at Dogon backward. Hello. The Dogon knowledge that you use to try to justify that we come from the stars and this, that, and the third, is part of trickery. It's a way to connect black people to reptilians. And if you want to see a deeper way that that's represented, check out the movie Enemy Mine, in which Louis Gossett Jr. plays the reptilian, and Dennis Quaid plays the human, and it shows this bond between humans and reptilians that goes all the way back to ancient Sumer. You find that also in their writings, but it's also exemplified in the scriptures as we know them and call them collectively, including the apocryphic scriptures. And the book of Enoch tells it the best. So if you're not familiar with the book of Enoch, where Yeshua was, and if your goal is to be like him, Christian, then you should indeed get your game up when it comes to the book of Enoch, because that will help you understand this world around us, and you won't be so bound to the things of this world, and you won't have so much respect, so much blind respect, and be under the spell of lofty things, lofty industries. You don't understand that the loftier and bigger the industry, you think that the music that they play the most is the best music. You think the shoes that they sell you the most is the best shoes. You think the squares that everybody smoked the most is the best squares. You think that if everybody does it, it's the best, and that's the one you should roll with. And that is foolishness, and it makes you a respecter of persons. And you're not aware of the world around you. If you are aware of the world around you and how it's ran, and the fact that your scripture says that the devil is the prince of this world, then you would begin to look at those things with a dubious eye, and you would know, well, hold on, there's too much promotion behind this. It smells fishy, because in this world, in which Lucifer is the god of this age and the prince of this world, in this world and in this environment, the things that are promoted by him and for him. Simple mathematics, true mathematics. So again, the pharaonic headdress that you saw the pharaohs with the serpent at the front. If you watch Stargate, the serpentine uniforms that you find the warriors wearing, I forget his name, the warriors of Apophis wearing, goes back to, again, this serpentine fire, this serpentine being. And earth, wind, and fire is devoid of water, because water represents the spirit. So let your spiritual knowledge overstand these things. Don't be stuck with your head knowledge, because if so, you can be deceived. That's how the original deception was done, through making mankind rely on his own understanding, leaning to his own understanding, what he wanted to do, what he wanted to believe, what he considered as knowledge. And this is the key to the deception of the fallen angels. Now, we're going to deal with the Big Seven, and then we're going to get off into some more fun stuff. Now, the Big Seven, and again, I want to thank Prophet Charlie for giving me the good slogan, Abba My Care, not Obamacare. Now, the Big Seven for completion. Now, some of you want them to, buy my care. No, physician, heal thyself. You can't buy it. It don't come from a bottle, but it does grow from the ground. Now, God knows best. Number one, God knows best. Don't use Apostle Paul's dream to justify your fleshly preference. That is not dying to the flesh. That is not slaying the flesh. That's yielding to the flesh. Even in eating. Why is eating not a part of your flesh? It's all in it. Look at it. God is all-knowing, eternal, and built the temple, your body, via specifications beyond Apostle Paul's understanding. Millions of Jews and Muslims can't all be wrong. And yes, halal comes from kosher. So all of these groups of people who are quite dedicated to their religious belief do not eat pig or pork, and you think that because Paul gave you about 500 confusing, double-minded, mixed and twisted words about eating in 1 Corinthians, that's going to somehow trump the almighty simple instructions for how you should eat, which is from the earth. Now, I'm giving you the information. What you do with it after that, that's up to you. I am nothing and no one. I can only be used as the Most High allows me to be used. So, again, it's on you after you get it. Number two, animals' revenge. You kill them, you eat them, they kill you. The cholesterol, now you're hearing people say good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. They used to not say that. Yes, indeed. Because all cholesterol is bad. There is no good cholesterol, because if you do not ingest animal products, you will not have cholesterol in your bloodstream. This is what was taught for the longest. But now you have to remember, an industry is involved, and that's the meat industry. And the meat industry go hard. If they can buck with Oprah, you ain't got nothing coming. So you better understand that these industries are involved. If you want official words on something, cut off this video, because I'm not official. The only thing that makes me official is that I'm anointed and appointed by the Most High to do these things and say these things as He so directs and instructs. And, beyond that, you want to trust in academia, you want to trust in the Egyptians and their horses. I got Isaiah for you. Now, third, no dope. SSS is 666. Sugar, salt, steroids. These are the three most dangerous things in your diet that cause you the most problems, and eliminating them is best. But if you cannot yet eliminate these drugs because your body is so dependent upon them and you're hooked on them, then you wean yourself off like a heroin addict. Like somebody hooked on that boy, got to go to the methadone clinic. Well, you have to wean yourself off of it. However you got to do it. If you have to begin to replace things with stevia and whatnot, that's fine. But again, your taste buds are all thrown off because your feelings are all thrown off. All five of your senses that they tell you are five senses is one sense altogether, and that is the sense of touch. Each one. In order to see, the light must touch the lens. In order to hear, the sound must touch the eardrum. In order to taste, the substance must touch the taste bud. In order to smell, the aroma must touch the receptors inside the nose. And this is true. So they make us touch junkies. You're out of touch. You're out of time. Now, you don't want to be out of your head and out of your mind. So, again, all of these things affect not only your body, but your mind. Sugar does. You've seen the kids get hyped. Salt does. It makes high blood pressure, which makes you edgy. And steroids do. You ever seen the Hulkster? It affects your personality as well as your body. Number 4, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself and eat yourself. When the body is not receiving nutrients and enzymes, it will feed upon itself from starvation. Food stripped of nutrients will leave you hungry. You think you hungry because your body's starving because you don't give it nothing but shells. So it's not receiving the proper vitamins and nutrients that it needs from the food that you eat. That is your source of fuel. That is the building blocks of your temple. And again, you are the living temple of God, living from the crown of your head down to the soles of your feet. So I speak life into you. You shall live and not die. I plead the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach. Number 5, no sell your soul food. Ha ha ha. It is mostly rehashed, over-seasoned, valueless garbage. You call it soul food. I call it sell your soul food. And it's made to taste good and fill you up, but not to make you healthy or healthy. Heal thy. Healthy self, heal thyself. What a coincidence. The spell lesson continues. 6, do it yourself. Cook from scratch whenever possible. Now, they try to make you work so much and work so hard and be so dedicated for the love of money. They keep you from having the time to do the things you need to do to stay alive and spend that money. But you will do yourself a great benefit if whenever possible, you can do it yourself. That way you know the ingredients that are going in. These corporations lie. You can't even trust the ingredients list. If you think you can, you are in a delusion. Who is vetting all of that? The FDA? You trust the FDA? Ooh, I feel for you. I don't know what to say for you. Number 7, do what you honestly can when you can. Yes, they make it expensive. The adversary wants you to live to eat instead of eat to live. All right? By the flesh you live to eat. Your body is the temple of the living God, and you should eat to live so that temple can continue to thrive and you can stay in contact with the Most High God. He can flow throughout your body like he flows throughout your mind. The same way that Lucifer enters the body by way of the mind, well, he's nothing but a biter, dope style taker. He has no originality whatsoever. Everything he does, he gets from the Most High. So therefore, you must first change your mind and your thinking about eating, when to eat, how to eat, and what to eat. Then your body will follow. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. All right, now, that was the page that I was going to begin on the signs, and I'm praying about that. I'm praying about that because I'm not perfect. I'm yet learning certain things myself, and I want to only show things that will benefit you. And if I can benefit you in some way by showing you about the signs, and perhaps I can, but like the Most High says, I am he that blesses and add no sorrow to it. Some of the things that we learn, in the end, you'll be sorry that you knew. This goes with witchcraft and the black arts. Those of us who have really gotten into it, if you for real with yourself. Now, if you're a new jack, maybe you haven't seen it yet. But if you've dabbled in the black arts, as I have, you will find that it's a trick bag. Now, y'all, this is it. And for those who have followed the Spirits in the Machine series and the Songwriter Secret series, the Witch Language, you might want to check out This Is It by Kenny Loggins with your main man, Michael McDonald, a master at witch language lyrics. This Is It is one of them songs that will really give you an eerie feeling if you're awake from the spell. So I just wanted to throw that in there because, this is it on health. We've got enough time. We should be able to get through all of this. Okay, for now, anyway, until something else is imparted by the Most High. This should be enough. Now, James 1:8 says quite simply, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And they want to make you double-minded. They show you things that your spirit man tells you, something ain't right. But then they can explain it away through academia, through the official annals of universities and, what scholars say. Man, if only you knew. In order to be a scholar, really, in this world that we live in, you must join a secret society. And secret societies are all about deception. They deceive the members, and then the members must deceive you. It's part of the way that it goes. The spirit realm that is behind the secret societies makes it a den and a haven for lies and deception. So if you trust in academia and in what the scholars say, I don't know what to say for you. Now, the caduceus, that's that symbol. That's that symbol that you see used by the AMA, which is the American Medical Association, and it has to do, it goes right back to our lesson that we had a couple days ago. Everything ties in and relates. It goes right back to the lesson on Janus, Gemini, the twins, Hermes, the Greek name, Mercury, the Roman name. Okay, we are talking about the double-mindedness of Project Janus creeping into your medicine. And I must make a correction because I abhor mistakes in spelling, of course, and I misspelled this yesterday, the caduceus to seduceus. And oh, how did I do that? Because if you look at it letter for letter, the way we showed and proved in the spelling lesson before, look at that letter for letter. That is the name of the winged symbol. Did you know that? That winged symbol, that's the name right there. That's what it's called. When you see this symbol, the symbol for drugs and for the medical practice, the symbol that you'll see the AMA use, the symbol that when Fox is talking about Obamacare and they faking the funk because they know things that they won't say, so that means that they're playing the role of good guys, just like wrestling, But when you see that symbol, think about Project Janus, the duality of it all. You see the two snakes, the double-mindedness being personified. The two snakes, they're going to take you one way and then back the other. They're going to tell you, this is to heal you, and then it has side effects. There's no such thing as side effects. There are effects. So they should say, well, the way that it affects you could be this way. But they call it side effects because it's supposed to be to the side. But no. Don't play games and semantics with me. That's like saying Middle East. Ain't no Middle East. It's not no side effect. It's an effect or not an effect. But again, letter for letter. The C perpetrating, really the S sound. Okay? Really and truly. Now, I know that they will try to tell you need to pronounce that with a K. Because going back to Greece, there was no C. This is an inserted letter, inserted in by the wizards who assembled the language as we know it now. And Webster had a big part in that, and he is certainly involved in the secret societies. He is a high-ranking and powerful member from the Founding Fathers Club, and he is the man behind the dictionary. So the way that you say things can be adjusted so that you don't see the trick, the double-minded trick that they're trying to produce, trying to get you to see something, know it's wrong, and do it anyway. Ooh, that's what the devil likes to do. So you see right here, letter for letter. We already showed and proved the A and the E, same thing. So all you got to do is change two letters. The two that we done already showed and proved is false. This is false right here. And E is a perpetrating A. So we got, again, seduce us. When you say, maybe Vincent Price would say seduce, but you say seduce with an A. So again, showing you right there the word itself for the symbol for the medical association, the American Medical Association. The symbol itself proves double-mindedness right there. Now let's jump into this because we've got about 7 minutes. Can we do it? Fellas, can we still do it? All right, Pharmaros, Greek. That's the Greek for what you find in the book of Enoch, the Ethiopian Amazarach, which is where you, yes, you see it, where you get half man, half amazing. All right, we're talking about a fallen angel. This was the name of one of the fallen angels, one of the companions of Azazel, one of the ones who went down and spread havoc with Azazel and Semyazi. And I had a dream about Semyazi. Came to me and I asked the name of this. It was a fine woman. It was disguised as a fine woman, and it was trying to entice me to marry. And I didn't know what a Semyazi was, but after I woke up, I remembered the name that this chick said was her name, and I wrote it down. I showed my Hebrew brothers, and they broke it down to me. My good brother Kwabena, again, big shout out to that brother because he's helped bring me into the knowledge. And don't feel no shame in showing somebody respect for bringing you into the knowledge. You know, people get brought into the game, and they show ultimate respect to who brought them into the game, quote unquote. So again, if the Most High is able to use someone to help bring you closer to knowledge and wisdom and understanding, then, hey, pray for that person and pray that that person be blessed and that they be able to continue bringing you this knowledge and information because it's very difficult to do so. So, again, let's just go down through these words one good time. Okay, so pharmaros is the Greek. Okay, pharmacology is the origin of that, and that's where you get the word farm. Also, farmer. Okay, I got about 6 minutes, and then we're going to wrap this up. So you got pharmakia, the making and use of drugs. Okay, we got pharmacon, the drugs, the druggist. That's the word for drugs. Also, sometimes uses the word for druggist in Greek, and pharmakias is the word most often used for druggist. Again, this is the root of farm and farmer. Now we got Hermes, who is the guy? Who is the guy who is really represented by Gemini? And Gemini, again, we're talking about the duality. So Hermes is from the Book of Enoch, Armors, or Armani Jackson. Okay, Armani taught the remedies of sorcery in 1 Enoch 8 and 4. This is also where you get the word harmony. Now, if I remember correctly, in BDP, before KRS went left on his crew, or they went left on him or whatever, he dissed everybody on the Sex and Violence LP, I believe it was. Harmony was Miss Melody's sister. And I believe that the name was spelled like that, and they was probably just doing it to be creative. But again, look at how the fallen ones sneak their way into our minds and into our culture and into the world around us, and our people perish for lack of knowledge because of it. And yes, by the way, what did happen to Miss Melody? We was doing some research on that. That's kind of dubious to me. What exactly went down with that, and how KRS-One is still so big out here. He's kicking it with Alex Jones, who is the Walmart of conspiracy theorists, and you should really look at him with a double-edged sword, knowing that yes, he's going to drop some jewels, because that's part of disinformation, to make sure they give you the truth. But then the other part is, on the other edge of that sword, they're going to insert lies of fear-mongering, and just flat out lies, misinformation. So you want to be cautious of people that get too much publicity doing this. Look at how low budget your boy is kicking it. And yes, if you want to help the ministry, the True Yeshua ministry, drop me a line. We'll see what we can do for each other. I have Spirits in the Machine available for any who want uncensored versions of the whole deal. Some of all of these teachings are compiled on the Spirits in the Machine. I tried to give it out for free through YouTube, but hey, they hated on me. Demon Music and others were upset that I put their songs on blast, like Come Into My Life by Joyce Sims, owned by Demon Music, which is owned by the BBC. So watch out for the BBC. They ain't all good neither. Armani suit, a top-notch of the line suit. But again, we got Armani from Hermes, Armani, Armors. All of these words connected back to Enoch's armors. Okay, Hermes, Armani, Harmony, and the mountain that it said that the fallen touched down on, Mount Hermon. Again, you get this word Karam, and those of us who understand something about Arabic, you know that haram is something that's not good. And Mount Hermon, again, this is where you get charm. And I know somebody that knows somebody named Charm. You should show them this. And then when somebody says, glad to meet you, say, charmed, I'm sure. No, you don't want to be charmed. That means that you've been deceived. Charm means a thing dedicated to destruction, a curse, or an oath. Now, let's get into this last part. Maybe we can fit it in. Read Revelations, because all throughout Revelations, they're replacing the word pharmaros, the demon pharmaros, pharmacology, pharmakia, pharmacon, pharmakias, the different forms of drugs, which come from this being who brought down the use and understanding of how to create drugs from the natural things in the earth, what mushrooms to take, what herbs to take, the salvia, the different things that take you to the other dimensions and whatnot, and fry people's minds. Most often, you be a little throwed off after you deal with that stuff too much. I'm sorry. It's just true. It's our stuff. You don't have the wisdom to use it, because every book that you get, every metaphysical teaching that you can find in print is going to be tainted by secret societies. So what are you going to trust? Your own understanding concerning how to use pharmacology to fight the enemy. And you'll be lost in a strong delusion. So do know that. And yeah, I took salvia. I took a salvia trip before. I got some brothers I love that deal with the Amanita muscaria. But again, I find these things to be quite dubious, because we don't understand how seducing and how slick these beings are. They're thousands of years older than us, and they know things